So my current favorite car is definitely the Audi RS7. And as I don't have enough money to buy it, I decided to first recreate this car in Blender so I could go ahead and customize it to how I will have this car in the future. But before we can go ahead and take a look on the final result, we of course need to go ahead and set up the car blueprints. So after adding in the dimensions of the car into the basic cube, I went ahead and inserted the blueprint into the Blender scene. And while inserting the blueprint, there's no difference in if you're modeling your favorite car or the worst car on the planet. So I first scaled up the side view to the dimensions of the cube, then I duplicated the side view and rotated it so I could go ahead and align the front view. And after repeating the same step for the back and the top view, I went ahead and merged the cube at the center so that I only had one single vertex left in the Blender scene. And with the single vertex I of course started to model the hood. And as I really like this car, I tried to make it as detailed as possible. And at this point right here you can already see that I have added in way too many vertices for a low poly model. Because at this point right here it already looks like that I am creating a high poly model, although I'm not. And if you're at this point interested in how to create a low poly car in Blender, you can go ahead and check out my full step-by-step beginner course in which we have created this low poly car from the complete beginning to the final render. And I have noticed that I have used way too many vertices in this build at this point right here, and therefore I went straight ahead and dissolved one edge. And to be honest, this one single edge has not made that much of a difference. So I guess at this point we can already say that I made the highest poly low poly car that was ever created. But because of using that many vertices, I had no problem filling this area in with quads only. And until this point right here, I don't really had to go ahead and create any triangles. So I guess modeling it that high poly does also have some benefits. And because I was already modeling it that detailed, I then of course also decided to add in these details at the front bumper too. And this detail came out looking really good at the end. So after finishing off the front area, I went straight ahead into creating the side by first extruding this vertex to recreate this sharp edge from the doors. And most cars do have really flat doors, but not this RS7, as this RS7 has a lot of details at the bottom of the door, which weren't that easy to recreate as the blueprint line wasn't that accurate at this point right here. And after finishing off the door, I went ahead and created the side fender, or let's better say I have placed 3 vertices for the side fender and then decided to first go ahead and create the back door. But actually this is the only thing that makes sense, as to recreate the side fender I'm definitely going to need the vertices from the bottom of the back door. And to connect the back door to the back of the car, I first went ahead and recreated the back wheel arch. And with all of the vertices that I already had at this point right here, I could go ahead and continue working on the side fender. And I don't know why, but sometimes it happens to me that I just forget to model the wheel arch itself. So at this point right here, where I was already modeling the back of the car, I noticed that the front wheel arch is missing, so I ran ahead and created the front wheel arch. And at this part in the modeling, I always go ahead and start to model the roof of the car, as we will go ahead and need these vertices while creating the back of the car. And modeling the roof of the car is basically just selecting all of the vertices and extruding them all the way to the left side until they start to clip with the vertices from the right side from the mirror modifier. And after doing some alignments, the roof is already recreated so that we can go ahead and again start working on the back of the car. And while modeling the back wheel arch of this car, I again noticed how wide this car really is and how much I like it. But actually I have to say that after modeling the Audi RS5 in one of my latest videos, I think that the RS5 is one of the cars with the widest looks, and I guess the RS7 is definitely wider, but only because the car is big itself, and the Audi RS5 was just a normal car with really wide wheel arches. But coming back to the RS7, one part that I really love about the RS7 is the spoiler that is just inside the trunk and that comes out when you're driving faster. So I am definitely loving these dynamic spoilers way more than spoilers that are stationary. As we have already added in the detail at the front bumper, we of course also need to go ahead and add in the detail at the back bumper right here. And just like the detail on the front bumper, the detail at the back bumper came out looking really good at the end. So with finishing off the back bumper, the complete car body was already finished and we could go ahead and start to model the exterior details. So I first created the front grille and the front side air intake, and then went straight ahead into creating the front lip. And this part was a little bit more complicated to create than I first thought, because it consists of a paint part and a black part. But after spending quite some time on creating the front lip, it came out looking really good at the end. And we could go ahead and continue working on the side windows for this car by first creating the chrome frame. and then adding in the A, B and C pillars of this car by duplicating all of the inner vertices from the chrome frame and adding in the needed vertices with some loop cuts. Then I extruded the chrome frame into the inside of the car and moved the pillars into the inside too. Then I duplicated the vertices from the chrome frame once more so I could go ahead and recreate the windows out of it, and I went straight ahead and separated the back windows from the front window, so later when rendering out this car I could go ahead and make the back windows a little bit darker than the front windows. So then after creating the side windows, I of course recreated the windshield and the window at the back of the car, and then I started to model the diffuser of the car, and this was really fun to recreate after I have modeled some really weird diffusers in one of my last videos, and I really have to say that this diffuser is just looking so much better than the new one. And I also think that this oval looking exhaust pipe fits this car perfectly. I mean, look at this. It is just so good looking, and after looking at the exhaust for way too long, I decided to get back to work on the car by creating this part at the roof right here, and then I started to model the headlights. So after creating the basic inside of the headlight, I went straight ahead and created the transparent part of the headlights so that I could know where the boundary of everything that I will go ahead and create inside of the headlight will be. And I first created this chrome part inside of the headlight, and because I was modeling it that detailed, I also needed to go ahead and create this part right here, and of course also the same part at the bottom area. Then I added in one part of the daytime running lights and duplicated it all over to the left side until I had the same amount of light bulbs as there were also on the reference image. And although I nailed the exact amount, I somehow made the single light bulbs way too thick, and therefore there's not really a gap in between the single light bulbs. And as no one from my Discord server has warned me about modeling the headlights incorrectly, I have only noticed this while sending in the final result. So go ahead and join my Discord server right now so that at the next time you can go ahead and warn me. But nevertheless, the headlights came out looking really good at the end. So I went straight ahead into creating the taillights, and at least at the taillights I nailed the space in between the single light bulbs. And after adding in even more details to the taillights like the brake light, some more objects and the reversing light, the taillights were already finished. And therefore I went straight ahead and have cut out the faces for the door handle and have of course modeled the door handle itself. After this I have modeled the side mirrors, and modeling the side mirrors was once my most hated part while creating a car, but nowadays this is just like every other part as well. Coming to the end of this build, I have filled in the underbody of this car and then went straight ahead into creating the rim for this car. And I do have to say that this rim has some really crazy dimensions, but I guess that this is the reason why I love this car so much. So after finishing off the rim, I have created a basic tire, a basic brake disc, and I have imported an already existing brake caliper model. At this point we're almost finished with modeling the complete car, and if you're at this point interested in how to create a low poly car in Blender for yourself, you can go ahead and check out my full step-by-step beginner course where we have created this low poly car from the complete beginning to the final render. And with the code at the screen right now, you can go ahead and save up to 50% of the price, but you have to go ahead and be quick as this code will go ahead and expire within 5 days. So while copying the front wheel to the back, I noticed that I have forgotten to model the back wheel arch, just like I said at the beginning of the video, where I almost forgot to model the front wheel arch too. But I have recreated the back wheel arch, and then I went straight ahead into rendering out this car, and right now you can see the final results. And I just can go ahead and repeat myself by saying that this is my favorite car and that this is looking so good. Let me know in the comments which car is your favorite car, and do not forget to join my Discord server so we can go ahead and show our progress together. My kings and queens, I wish you all the best for the future, and we will see us in the next video.